When I see a game with Chrono in the title, I can't help but be reminded of the classic RPGs Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. The latest Chrono title, if we're going in chronological order, isn't related to those games at all. Chrono Odyssey is an upcoming action MMORPG that promises some pretty lofty feats, from an immersive open world to time manipulation abilities. Recently, I was able to spend some time in a pre-access test of this upcoming title to get a feel for its story, combat, online connectivity, and mechanics. I'm not sure it runs like clockwork just yet, but here are my impressions of the first few hours of gameplay. Before your story begins, you'll select a class from what looks like 6 options, though not all are available in the preview build. From Berserker to Archer, each character comes equipped with a unique weapon loadout and attributes that make them distinct from one another. I chose the Ranger and was off to customize my character with some rather extensive options for hair, face, eyes, and many other features. Whichever class you choose, Chrono Odyssey's story opens up on you and your party in search of an ancient relic when your camp is ambushed by dark creatures known as the Void. Many of your comrades are brutally slain in battle, though just when it appears all hope is lost, a mysterious figure named Valia, who wields the time-bending power of the Chronotector, appears and sends you back in time on a quest to find her in the past and warn her of the events that have just unfolded. Gotta love time manipulation. One of the first things you'll notice about Chrono Odyssey is the sheer vastness of the world before you. There's no doubt this is going to be a massive game full of endless side quests, towns, NPCs, dungeons, and enemies. The other thing you may notice is that this is an MMORPG that you can actually play without having to party up at all. Sure, you can create a party or join an existing one, but we know there are a lot of solo players out there, so it's great that the option to go it alone exists, even if it's going to be tougher. Unfortunately, the third thing that becomes very obvious the more you play is that there's a distinct jank present throughout. Sure, a lot of this can be attributed to just how early this build is, but there are some quirks that make it downright unenjoyable in its current state. For one, Chrono Odyssey's framerate is all over the place, regardless of which preset I chose, and this is playing on a 4070, which usually handles these types of games with ease. For example, I recently enjoyed playing some Tainted Grail, a game similar in scope to this title, without my PC breaking a sweat. Here, frames were dropping all over the place. Sometimes it ran smoothly, but other times I was like in the teens for frame rate, particularly in towns. Some further optimization is clearly needed, but as I previously mentioned, this is a really early build, so I wasn't exactly expecting perfection. Plenty of other graphical oddities popped up, but one of the most unpleasant was a flickering, maybe a warning here for you all before I show this footage. This appeared to be caused by an issue with the lighting and shadows as I traversed brighter landscapes. It created somewhat of a strobing effect, which definitely isn't friendly for those with photosensitivity. Of course, you get plenty of texture pop-ins as well, and without harping on it too much, the game's just a bit of a technical mess right now, so be sure to temper your expectations if you've been given access to the closed beta that's coming up on the 20th of June. Enough about that, let's focus on the core gameplay. Chrono Odyssey feels quite familiar for anyone who's played a game in this genre before. Players can run about the open world freely, collecting quests at their leisure, or follow the main quest indicated by markers on the map. Getting around wasn't too bad, and there's a mount that's available in the early game which allows you to traverse the world with great speed and ease. I do see a mount option on the quick wheel, so this is going to be an ability that you'll be able to earn back as the game progresses. Combat is also quite standard fare. You can equip potions to an easy shortcut, perform standard attacks, special attacks, and even hold down the bumper to access more unlockable actions. Players can wield 2 options at once, swapping between them with ease. While your character's leveling seems automatic, weapons are handled differently. The more you use a weapon, the more skill points you earn, which can then be used to unlock additional perks for that weapon. You can also lock onto enemies and dodge out of the way of oncoming attacks with a quick aversion move. Eventually, it looks like you'll unlock time-related abilities too that will allow you to rewind time. However, I didn't manage to get this far in the pre-release test. I did, however, manage to unlock one Chronotector ability, which allowed me to scan the landscape to follow a trail to my next destination and revealed other secrets. The combat system itself just feels okay, nothing revolutionary by any means, but serviceable. I'd imagine things are going to open up as you unlock more time-based abilities and more of the game is available, as many features are still inaccessible in this early build. There also weren't many players online during my gameplay session, so having a party of up to 5 members may also enhance the experience and add a little bit of a different dynamic to things. I came across one major boss battle that definitely smelled of Souls-like. The boss dished out ridiculous amounts of damage with a slow brooding pattern to learn and was generally a pain in my ass. I tried to find an online party to slay this foe with me, but alas, it was in vain. In fact, I only managed to party up one time in gameplay and was only able to find a few players running about, which will hopefully be different when the game opens to a larger player player base. I imagine it will be. As it stands, I can't sugarcoat the fact that Chrono Odyssey is quite rough around the edges in its current state. The bones, however, are certainly here, and the time manipulation concept could certainly offer something new for the genre. I'll cautiously keep my eyes on this one as it progresses through development, but only time will tell how it all turns out.